Hi again. For today's project, I figured we would do another illustration of a poem that you've written yourself. For you who have shown me your tissue paper illustrations, I thought they turned out fantastic. Thank you for showing me. So today, we're going to do another project. In your packet, you should have had a yellow sheet of paper, a piece of charcoal, a Q-tip, and a paper towel. The paper towel is just to make sure it wasn't getting all over your things. But these can also come in handy for our next project. So for today, you're going to choose, like I said, one of your favorite poems that you've written, and you're going to choose what kind of picture you want to illustrate it with. So if I were writing a poem, maybe I want to write about food. So I'm going to think to myself, what kind of food do I want to illustrate? So maybe I want to illustrate an apple. So you're going to take your yellow paper and hopefully a pencil and use sketching lines. I know we've talked about this before, but again, sketching lines are really, really light lines, so you can barely even see the drawing. So what I do is I hold my pencil way back here by the eraser, okay, and hold it nice and lightly. And so maybe I want to draw an apple. So I'm going to start by just outlining the basic shapes of my apple. Okay. So you get something like that. All right. Now comes the fun part. This is the messy part with the charcoal. Charcoal is just burnt compressed wood like you would find in a campfire. So you can take this. Yes, your hands are going to get messy, but don't worry about that. You can use these to your advantage later. So what you're going to do is you're going to outline what you already drew. And yes, this is going to be really dark, and this is where the fun stuff comes in. I'd like you to take your time. Don't worry about having to wash your hands every time, because, like I said, they can come in really handy in just a little bit, as you'll see here in just a second. I can't forget about my stem and leaf of my apple, so I'm going to put that in there. So you can get something like that. All right, now comes the fun part with shading. This is where your Q-tip is going to come in. See how messy my hands are right now? That's okay, because you can use these also to your advantage. Shading makes something look round when we're giving a two-dimensional picture. So all you have to do, if something is round, I would suggest that you shade it to the round features of your apple or your drawing or whatever you're doing. That means make them curved lines. So all I have to do, take my Q-tip, go over to the edges, and draw the lines coming into the sides. You can smudge it. That's actually what this is called, is smudging. So you can use that kind of technique if you want. Or you can take your paper towel, roll it up into a little tiny point, and use the paper towel as a smudger too. If you find that this is too light, all you have to do is go back in with a little bit of charcoal, put some lines down. Remember, following the curve of your drawing, like so. And then coming back in with your paper towel or Q-tip, smudge it a little bit more, making sure you're going along with those lines. And it should get lighter and lighter as it goes out. As you can see, it's starting to already take shape. Every project, you're going to need a shadow. If you're going to have something sitting on a surface, shadows are going to be really dark. And this is where charcoal really plays a nice role. You're going to give it a nice dark shadow on the bottom. Something like that. On the top, since the apple has that little divot on the top, you're going to make that nice and dark too. Just like so. Now, you can go back with your Q-tip and give it a little more shading. Everything should have a little bit of shading, and remember where your light comes from should be the lightest area, and everything else should have a little bit of shadow from there. So, something like that. Right? So whatever drawing that you're choosing to make sure that you follow these little steps, and I think you'll have a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Thank you very much.